value system or Filipino values refers to the set of values or the value system that the majority of the Filipinos have historically held important in their lives. The Philippine value system comprises a distinct set of ideals, moral codes, ethical practices, etiquette, and cultural and personal values associated with their culture. Filipinos' specific value system is rooted in personal alliance structures, notably those based on kinship, obligation, friendship, religion, particularly Christianity, and commercial ties.
These are some of examples are the Filipino value system. Number 1, sensitivity to personal approval, individualism, cleanliness, propensity for gambling, extravagance, hospitality, respect for elders, fatalism, tendency to be indolent, and individualism or kanya-kanya syndrome, lack of intimacy, regionalism, warm, friendly, and intimate to people, and caring and sharing people, family-centered people, highly spiritual people, amor proprio, and pakikisama, and the last, pagsasarili.
Filipino values are centered at maintaining social harmony. It is motivated primarily by the desire to be accepted within a group. Hiya, roughly translated as a sense of shame, and amor proprio or self-esteem can diverge few from these values. Major concerns include social approval, group acceptance, and belonging to a group. Filipino social behavior is hugely affected by their concern regardless of what other people think, say, or do. Anthropologist Leonardo Mercado said that the Filipino worldview, basically non-dualistic, means Filipinos desire harmony not only interpersonal relationship but also with nature and religion, while still remaining non-dichotomous or amphibian. The Filipino wants to harmonize the object and the subject, while at the same time holding both as distinct. Leonardo Mercado said. Cultural philosopher Florentino Timbreza has a book, Filosofiyang Filipino or Philosophy of the Filipino 1982, that concludes Filipino values are based on the significance of the world to man. Life experiences dictate the philosophy of the Filipino, added by other sources like proverbs, folk sayings, folk tales, and the like. Jeremiah Lasquiti Reyes argued Filipino values to a Filipino virtue ethics. According to him, though it is understandable that early Filipino anthropologists and psychologists used a values theory which was immediately available within their disciplines from a philosophical and ethical point of view. Many Filipino concepts reveal more similarities to the virtue tradition of Aristotle and Aquinas. F. Landa Hocano identified two models of the Filipino value system. Number 1, exogenous model or the foreign model, described to be a legal and formal model. The foreign model was inherited by Filipinos from Western cultures, particularly from the Spaniards and the Americans. An example of a foreign or exogenous influence is bureaucracy exhibited in the government of the Philippines. Number 2, indigenous model or the traditional model as a traditional and non-formal model or guide but is deeply embedded in the subconscious of the Filipinos.
Elements and composition of Filipino values. The Filipino values found to possess inherent key elements. Core value of the Filipino personality. Kapwa means togetherness. Refer to community, not doing things alone. 2 categories. Ibang tao or another people. Hindi ibang tao or not another people.
Three branches from a single origin, the core value of the Filipino personality. These are merely surface values we daily see and observe values exhibited and explained by many Filipinos. First, hiya. Second, pakikisama. Third, utang na loob. Other notable key elements or motivations are optimism about the future, pessimism with regards to present situations and events, the concern and care for other people, the existence of friendship and friendliness, the habit of being hospitable, religious nature, respectfulness to self and others, respect for the female members of society, the fear of God, and last, abhorrence acts of cheating and thievery.
So, what are the values of Filipinos specifically upholds the following items? So, number 1 is solidarity of a family unit. Number 2 is security of the Philippine economy. Number 3 is orientation to small groups. Number 4 is personalism. And number 5 is the concept of loob or kalooban. The meaning is what is inside the self, the inner self, or the actual personal feelings of the self. So, existence and maintenance of smooth interpersonal relationships and the sensing of the feelings or needs of others known as pakikiramdam. In a larger picture, these values are grouped into general clusters or macro clusters. Namely, number 1 is the relationship cluster, number 2 is the social cluster, number 3 the livelihood cluster, and 4 the inwardness cluster, and the number 5 is optimism cluster. What are the 9 Filipino values? Number 1 is pakikipagkapwa-tao. This is the shared sense of identity and consciousness of the other. It is treating others with respect and dignity as an equal, not someone below the individual. So number 2 is family orientation. The basic and most important unit of Filipinos' life is the family. The Filipino puts a great emphasis on the value of family and being close to one's family members. Number 3 is hospitality. Hospitality refers to the relationship between guest and the host. The host entertain and give comfort to the guest while staying in the house of the host. Number 4 is joy and humor, in Tagalog, biro or joke. This famous trait is the ability of Filipinos to find humor in everything. It sheds light on the optimism and positivity of Filipinos in whatever situation they are in so as to remain determined in going through struggles or challenges. It serves as a coping technique. The same way a child who has fallen in love at himself or herself to hide his or her embarrassment. Number 5 is flexibility, adaptability, and creativity. Filipinos often have an aversion to a set of standardized rules or procedures. They are known to follow a natural clock or organic sense of time, doing things in the time they feel is right. They are present-oriented, which means that one attends to a task or requirement at the time it is needed and doesn't worry much about future engagements. And this allows the Filipino to adapt and be flexible in doing the tasks, at times not bound to a particular schedule or time frame. This allows them to think on their feet and be creative in facing whatever challenge or task they have been, even when it's already right in front of them. Number 6 is faith and religiosity. The Philippine is a approximately 85% Christian, mostly Roman Catholics, 10% Muslim, and 5% other religions, including the Taoist Buddhist religious belief of Chinese and the indigenous animistic beliefs of some peoples in upland areas that resisted 300 years of Spanish colonial rule. This is a reflection of the Filipinos' strong faith in God as seen in their various practices. This includes the numerous church holidays they observe, the customary and obligatory Sunday Mass, the individual's basis of their moral standpoints, the influence of the church and the minds, actions, and opinions of the majority, importance of the sacraments, praying at almost any possible time of the day, and the extreme practices during Holy Week. And we have more. Number 7 is the ability to survive. The Filipinos as a people who have been constantly under the rule of numerous powerful countries has over time developed a sense of resourcefulness, or the ability to survive with whatever they have. They have the extraordinary ability to make something out of almost nothing. Number 8 is hard work and industry. With resourcefulness comes hard work. Filipinos are very determined and persevering in accomplishing whatever they set their minds to. Number 9 is gender-specific values. In relation to parenthood, bearing male and female children depends on the preferences of the parents based on expected roles that each gender would assume once grown up. Both genders are expected to become responsible members of the family and their society. Women in the Philippines are expected to become caring and nurturing mothers for their own children. Female Filipinos are also expected to lend a hand in household work. They are even anticipated to offer assistance after being married. On the other hand, Filipino men are expected to assume the role of becoming the primary source of income and financial support in the family, of his family.